This right here is my buddy Dale Sheets. Me and him been striper hunting for a long time, and today what we're going to do, we're going to show y'all how to catch gizzard shad, big old baits. Some of them weigh a pound or better, in a cast net. Dale, he's an expert shad fisherman. That's about all he does. He don't really care to fish artificial baits. He does some, but he mostly shad fishes. And I'll tell you, if you've never done it, it's some exciting fishing, and it's probably one of the most productive ways to catch big stripers, especially this time of year. The shad are spawning right now. The gizzard shad, of course, everything's on the move right now. You know, it's springtime. Today is April the 20th, and so what we're doing out here today, we're gonna show you how to treat these shad, how to catch them in a net. We're gonna show you what we put in the net. I mean, in the tank. You need a tank to keep these things alive. We've got a baker system here, and we're gonna show you. You put regular ice cream salt, rock salt, what you make ice cream with. This happens to be a Morton brand. But anyway, this is what do you call this, Doug? It's just a filter cloth. And this goes in the tank. It keeps the slime and the scales from stopping up the filter, and it keeps the water clean. So, and we got a little bit of a shad keeper, which keeps foam down. It helps these shad to have a good lively nature to them. So we're going to show you how to treat them, and we're going to show you how to catch them, and then we're going to show you how to catch big fish on them. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good day. And we're going to start right now by, we've got the tank in here, and we're
going to mix about a half a box.
We're going to put about a half a box. Now this is a 35-gallon tank right here. Salt is the #1 formula.
I think it's got a lot to do with it. Keeps out ammonia, and also keeps the scales on a little tighter.
The shad have a lot of ammonia in them. You know, anyway, they put off these the slime and everything, you know, that's on these fish. The tank gets really dirty, and this is, you know, it's a dirty way to fish. I mean, you get your boat dirty and everything, but once you see what these things will do, you'll be wanting some at your house.
Yeah.
So anyway, what we're doing right now, we're going to fill the tank up, and so we're going to show you. We put a half a box of rock salt in here.
Mix the chemicals up first.
Mixing everything up, we put this little bottle of shad keeper in here, and so now we're gonna put it in the tank. We're gonna fill the tank up, and then we're gonna show you how to catch them with a net. And Dale's gonna throw the net, and I throw a net. I'm not an expert at it, but Dale is, so I'm gonna learn something today myself, and I'm looking forward to it.
It can take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours to catch enough bait, depending on how many fish you want to catch. This size tank here can hold at least 4 dozen 10 or 12 inch baits without overdoing your tank limit, or 6 dozen 8 inch baits, depending on how many you want to keep.
Yeah. So, well, let's put these in here, and we'll get our formula mixed up here, and get this thing going, and then see if we can catch a few baits. Okay, Dale's going to try to help you learn how to throw a net. And I'll tell you, the best way to learn to throw a net is just get out here and do it. Nobody can really show you or tell you how to do it, because you can watch him do it, I can watch him do it, and I still can't do it like he does. So we're going to let him explain how he does it here.
There's several different ways. A lot of people hold it in their teeth, drape it over their shoulder, over their arm. The main thing you want to do when you get fixing to throw your net, get your weights so they're pendulum, so the weights themselves will spread the net. I mean, instead of having to use a lot of force, because it don't take a lot of force to get the net to open. The only time it's going to take a lot of force is when you're trying to throw a long ways away from the boat. Usually, I got the net in my left hand. I'm grabbing one lead of the hem in my right hand. I'm just switching hands with the net laid across my fingers. I'm just switching hands. All right, I'm reaching down, picking up the other leading edge that I'm holding on to with the other hand. And I'm just taking it, I'm just laying it right on top of my thumb, which is where I had the other net to begin with. Reaching down, picking it up twice, laying it right on top of that thumb. Coming back down with my lead line in my hand, grabbing the leading edge again, and I'm fanning it out as much as I can. I'm trying to get a little bit of pendulum in it before you come around in a half swing. but your weight's gonna do all the work. Always make sure your net goes all the way to the bottom. You've got a better chance of getting hung up in shallow water than you do in deep water. May sound odd, but shallow water you're gonna get hung up more than you are throwing in 12 to 18, 20 foot of water.
Like we were saying, there's a lot of different ways to throw a net. This is an 8-foot net, 5/8 mesh, and any good cast net. There's a bunch of different brands. You can get them all over the country, but you might as well start out trying to throw a big net, because if you're going to catch gizzard shad, the best way to do it is with a big net. Now this is an 8-foot net that Dale's throwing, and I throw an 8-foot net. I've also got a 4-footer or 5-footer, which is a lot easier to throw, but you won't catch these gizzard shad because they swim so fast they get out from under the net. So anyway, I know this is not going to completely teach you how to throw a net, but they also have some cast net videos on the market, which is really just spending time showing you how to throw a cast net. But anyway, you can see that if you can catch your bait, you see what happens. You see how these stripers like these big shad. So this is one way to do it right here.
You want to go back through it?
Nah.
One more time.
Do it.
Left hand, net, laying it over your fingers. Just reaching over, switching hands with the net. Coming back down. Picking up the leading edge. Draping it over your fingers. Coming back, picking it up one more time, laying it over your fingers. Holding the lead line. And spreading the net out as much as you can to get your weights. Pendulum. And it don't take a lot of effort. Because you can overwork yourself by...
All right, Dale's going to show us here. This tank right here has a filter system in it. What Dale has in here is just a piece of screen wire and that cloth filter that we showed you a while ago. And this thing just circulates the water up through past the screen, and then when the water falls back down, it takes the scales and the slime and everything out of the water, which is always good for your bait. Is that right?
That's right. Well, it seems like when you first get your shad in the tank, they all seem like they want to use the restroom there, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And it takes a while for them, once that stuff gets out of it. The waste that they put out will emit ammonia. So a lot of times I'll leave them in a bucket temporarily after I catch them, just a little bit before I put them in my tank.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to dump your water in there with it. You go and hand them out one at a time. But the idea of that is to keep, like I say, the scales and the slime, and it'll actually, a muddy water, it'll be muddy there for a while, but it'll come out and it'll be clear within an hour. The water in the tank will be clear after it circulates itself.
And that's even from us putting dingy water in here from the lake. So there's several different types of bait tanks and aerators for bait tanks. But the number one thing is to have a tank that's either oval or round, because these shad, they'll go into a corner. If there's a corner in a tank, they'll go in a corner and they'll butt themselves in that corner until they red nose, and the stripers or, you know, whatever, don't like a red nose bait, you know, and plus it wears them down. Their eyes start turning a milky color. Right. So number one, these shad are hard to keep, but if you do it right, they're as good a bait as you can use. So yeah, I mean, for Dale, you know, he don't use nothing else. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get to catching. We're gonna get to throwing the net here and show you how to catch them, and then we gotta go catch fish. Look, Bill, stripers. Woo, man.
Stripers, swipers.
These are all thread fins. See how pretty they are?
Yeah, they got you show them that thread on the back. They got that, well, they call them a thread fins because of that thread back here. See it?
Yep.
You know that, don't you?
That's why they call them a thread fin. If you can see this, if I can get hold of it, my hands are so slimy. But there's a thread right here on their back. You see it right there? That's why they call them a thread fin, because of that right there. That's the way you distinguish a thread from a gizzard. You just got this little old spine right there, see it?
Gizzard's got a real blunt nose on him, and he's got a gizzard just like a chicken. Inside of him, he's got a gizzard in there. It's just like a chicken gizzard.
Yeah. That's why they're called gizzard shad.
Yeah.
Now in this lake in particular, we have hickory shad, which you don't see a whole bunch of them. Yeah. And we got threadfin and gizzards. And Dale knows how to catch a gizzard.
Stay on the move, though, I believe.
You get, is that one or none? Now Dale says the best way to catch these shad, we're back in the back end of a creek right here, and this is all shallow water, 6, 7 feet deep, 5 feet deep. And he says the best way to catch them is to stay on the move with your trolling motor and just keep moving. And we can see these shad up here in front of us just flipping the water up here. So
Yes, you get right on top of one of them flips and throw.
you can catch a whole bunch of them. If you see one flip and you can throw right on top of it, most likely you're going to catch, you know, several.
Yeah, school if not anything else.
So now we probably already caught 2 dozen back here and 1,000 threadfin. But a while ago we tried the threadfin on the stripers, not to say they won't eat them, because they will. At certain times, threadfin this long will work. And I think we talked about that at another time, but now can Dale throw a net or what?
Yeah, man. Oh, we got a bunch.
We got a bunch, he said. He can feel them hitting the net. Oh yeah, big bossy boys here, look here. Woo-hoo-hoo. That's what we want.
Sure, we want some bigger though if we can find them. Old Mr. Goldeye.
Yeah, buddy. It's a lot of work doing this, but you've already seen the success of it as far as how well these stripers like these baits. Now, I don't know if you can pan around right here. This is an area where a tornado hit here last year, or 3 or 4 weeks ago, and went into the counties here where we live and killed about 13 people, but it absolutely wreaked havoc in this place here. If you could see it better, there are just trees down everywhere up there, and if you turn around back over here and look, there was probably 2,000 trees around these 2 houses right here that were totally just flattened, and the houses are still standing. So, but this thing threw trees out in the lake and everything else, boat docks up in the woods, and so had a pretty bad storm here. Now you can catch shad in 2 or 18 feet of water. In muddy water, they seem to be easier to get, and in the colder water, they normally get a little deeper. Now you can tell right here that we're in a good spot when Dale threw the net and caught this 12 to 15 pound striper. Always release game fish caught in the net. Bass, stripers, whites, crappie. It's not legal. You don't have to have a filter built in the tank like we showed you before. If you don't, just change your water a little more often. But ice cream salt is the #1 thing that you want to use in your water. Try to keep about 1 bait per gallon of water in your tank. That way it won't stress these baits so bad. The more you fish with a shad, the more you'll learn about their habits and how to keep them healthy.
Earlier you showed a threadfin. Threadfin is a fine wintertime bait fished on light line, small tackle. Me and Don both have caught stripers in the winter under boiling birds and fish by casting them under balloons or live chumming them like you would for snook or redfish. Best way is ease into your bait and your fish, troll slow up into your bait. We've got a tank full, folks, and I believe we're fixing to go catch us one.
Now, we got a fish up here chasing this bait. We saw him come plumb out of the water. See the shad up on the surface right here? Look at him. The fish is behind him right now. See him? See him?
You can barely see him.
Come on, boy. Come and get it.
He's gonna blow a hole here in a minute. He made a really good pass over there, didn't he?
Man, I say he did. That's about a 20-pounder right there that come up and knocked this shad plumb out of the water and missed him. So he's probably gonna get one of these others right here as it comes through, most likely. Some awesome, awesome fishing right here, boy. Springtime. Stripers are hungry. Look, there he is again, Bill. He's on him. Come on. Come on, boy.
Stalling out there, go. Forward stalling. There he is.
Whoa, baby.
Get off the other side of that post.
Looky here, what we done found. Bubba in the country. Get a little hook set on him right there, so.
Beat them dough balls.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Ooh. Now, we just had one right up here at the boat, chasing this thing. Right here at the boat, blowing the water on this fish. Listen at him, pulling line now. He's way out there past the pole. Can you see him blowing the water out there, Bill? Listen at him, still pulling line. This is another good fish. No, man, he come and got it, son. See him at the pole? Oh, man.
I rescued two off that pole the other day. Man, I had with me was shaking just as nervous as he could be. He thought I was going to lose that fish, man. I rolled up everything up and turned the trolling motor on. We were ready.
He's still boiling the water back here. Matter of fact, he is pulling some line off, buddy. Come on back here now. He's not through yet. This'll work. All right, getting some on him now. Coming at me. He just stopped. Yeah. He got this old rod bent up, doesn't he? Come on, boy. Now, if anybody is in question how much trouble it is to net this gizzard shad right here, it's what it does. These things just catch big fish in the spring and early summer. You can't beat them. And a lot of times in the winter, you can't beat them.
When they're feeding on real small bait, get some 9-inch bait out there and they'll take it.
Yeah.
Small.
That's right. During the winter, this past winter, I got in a place where there was thousands, billions of threadfin shad, and these stripers were coming in there early. It's another nice fish. These stripers were coming in there early and just going through the cove, blowing the water up everywhere. I couldn't catch them on anything I had. So the next day, that afternoon, I went and caught gizzard shad, and my net went back next day, and I only had 10 baits. That's all I could find. They're harder to catch in the winter. I had 10 baits, and we caught 8 stripers on those 10 baits. It's probably a 15-pound fish right here. I'm gonna bring him right around here, Dale, so Bill can watch us keep him out of the water. Here, darling. He don't want to come on this side of the boat, is he?
you bait.
He's really not.
Long and lean.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the next. This is a tagged fish. Is he? Or is his fin just tore up? It looked like he was tagged there. Barely got him too, don't we? Woo!
Sure do. Yeah, he looks like he's been
He's been fighting with something, huh?
Hold on.
Need some pliers there, buddy? Hold him up there, Dale. Let Bill look at him. Now turn him right around there and show him to the camera.
Definitely long. About 15 pounds. A little bit less.
Tell you what, we'll just put the scales on him real quick right here. We'll give you an average as the day goes along. Except I've lost my scales. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna weigh this fish right here just real quick so we can give y'all an average size on these fish that we're catching on these baits. All right, this fish is gonna weigh 13 pounds. Looks heavier than that.
It looks long, real long.
Yeah. He's gonna weigh about 13 pounds even is what he's gonna weigh. Right there, 13.3. Nice fish though, huh? Mean fish.
Real long fish.
Long and skinny, but pretty. Pretty fish, huh? All right, I'm gonna splash this fish back in the water a little bit because the other one didn't want to go as easy. It seems like they go a little better when you knock a little wind back into them.
Yeah.
Folks think I'm being cruel by doing that, but it actually knocks a sense back into them after a long fight. You know, they'll just lay up on their side if you just hold them in the water. And right now, the way we're doing right here, we need to splash them back in so we can get them to go because we're moving right down this bank. So, I like that. That was fun, man. Dale, you get the next fish. Oh. This line right here was 25 feet behind the boat. And this fish come and got it. We had a double on. This is a good fish right here. You know why? Why, Bill? Cause he bit.
I lost that Shad off the board. I believe he nailed him on down.
Come here, darling. Well, did the big Shad work? This boy put you on him, son.
He didn't even boil at him, did he?
No, man, he just ate it. He had it one time and got, whoa, baby. He had it one time. Dale, you want this fish?
I'll double here in just a second.
It's good fish right here. We'll put a little pressure on him and get him on in here so we can get another one.
Yep. Nothing like being a kid fighting fish.
That's right, I'm a kid fighting one right here, bro.
Something about white knuckle juice.
That thing burnt my thumb. I tried to slow him down, and he worked on my thumb, buddy.
Right back here behind the boat, Bill.
Yeah, watch this, Bill. Watch. See it? That one's fixing to get eat right there.
Striper's after him.
He's after him. Watch him run. Look at that boil behind him, Bill. Watch. Watch. Yes, yes.
In the bright sunlight.
Oh.
On an April morning.
Yeah. This is not a little old bitty fish right here. Man, I tried to slow him down. He put a little blister on my thumb there, son. That fish is still after that bait right there. This is not a real light fish. You can put that in that rod. We're leaving this clicker on so y'all can tell when he's getting line. Son, he was getting some to start with.
I looked back at my planter board, disappeared in the water, and I exploded. I said, uh-oh, we're in trouble.
We're in big trouble. Double on? That'll work. Oh.
This thing, it don't take long to go through 2 or 3 dozen shad when you're on the fish.
Hey, well, I'm gonna back off his drag just a hair up here closer. This feels like a good fish, man. I don't know how big he is, but he's a good one because he bit, isn't he? Yeah, he's a good one. Saw him just now. Did you see him?
Scared my shad back there pretty good.
Wonder why. Look at here, boy.
That's almost close to 20 pounds.
That's 20-pound fish right here, probably. I knew he was a bigger man. He was burning too much line not to be.
Yeah.
You want to lip this fish for me?
Yeah, I want to get
He may be over 20. He gonna be in
5 foot of water on a sunny day.
5 foot of water, sunny day. They're gonna put this boy in a boat for us.
He just swallowed it too. Come here, pretty boy. He didn't swallow it, but he got him just like a bar beam or something.
Show it to Bill real quick. Yeah, we're lucky. Look at that hook fall out right there. Show Bill what a pretty fish on a gizzard shad looks like, brother. It's
Oh, you've been up in the rocks right there. He's got a break
yeah.
on him.
Let's weigh him right quick, Dale, while we're moving right here. Yeah. Let me see him right here, Dale. I'll weigh him while you get his turning right here.
She's got a gut on her.
Yeah, she does.
You got him?
Yeah.
Her?
There's your shad fish, buddy. Huh? That'll work. Come here, darling. Check him out. This fish is gonna weigh 19.1. Can you see it right there?
Yeah.
19.1, 18.15. Anyway, we said she's close to 20. There she is, buddy. Huh?
Got a big old
Pretty fish. Pretty fish. We're gonna let her go right here. Come here, darling. Okay, we're gonna summarize what we're doing here. This morning, the water was cold, so these shad didn't get up in the shallow water and they weren't flipping on the surface. We showed you some shots early this morning. There was steam on the water. It was in the mid-40s, and it's the 20th of April right now. And we were only able to catch about a dozen shad, and in a little bit, as the water heats up, we're gonna go back and catch some more shad. But right now, we're just gonna tell you what we've done back here. These two rods, this one and the one over here, both have just a hook, a 1/0 KO hook, which is a live bait hook. And Dale showed you how you put them in the boat, and I mean, in their nose. This is a yellowbird planer board. And what these do, this is a starboard side. The one that we have out now running up next to this bank right here is a port side planer board. And what we're doing, we're running these shallow water markers right up on the bank. And that fish that we hooked a while ago was in 4 feet of water coming up and chasing this bait. Now this is springtime action. It don't get any better. It's at its best right now. And we're gonna catch another big fish or two before the morning's over. Now we got a couple baits. If I have to jump up and run here in a second, you'll know what's happening. Anyway, these planer boards, if you use a port side, it runs on the left-hand side of the boat, and you cover that area out there in that shallow water as we're coming down this bank right here. So we've got one out over here, and on the way back through this right here, we're gonna put out a starboard side, and it'll go to that side. So we're gonna have a planer board on this rod. We've got a free line here and a free line there, and we're gonna put a starboard side planer board out over here. So anyway, we're gonna go back and catch more shad after a while, so we'll show you some more of that. And also, we're gonna catch a big old hog right here in just a few minutes. The bullets are rowdy today. Where's my dang spook at? There he goes, buddy.
I'm right at the boat, look.
There he is. That's fun. That's so good. He blew up on that thing a bunch of times, didn't he? That's another nice fish. This needy way right here. Down, move this one over here. Excuse me, buddy. Yeah, let's hear that clicker go. Now come on under. Over it or under it? Okay, yeah, there you go. Come on through. This'll work.
He's throwing that shad up out of the
That
water.
fish, I don't know if y'all got to see the shad. He knocked that shad about 3 foot out of the water when he was swinging at it.
That's the thing about the side platter. It enables you to fish that water that you can normally get into.
Yeah.
And cover more water at one time. Looks like you're...
Getting rowdy.
Yeah.
Now mine is running here on this other rod. We might mess around and get a double here yet. Come on, baby. Big old fish, man. Nice fish. Woo-wee.
Definitely. He's about the same size as the other one.
That 20.
Fall right back out again.
All these fish are barely getting hooked because of the size of these big baits right here. Show him out there, Dale. Stuff him out there.
Yeah, pretty.
Scales.
Got a tongue for gizzard shad.
Yeah, really. Let's weigh him, see what we average out here, and we're gonna figure this up today. Figure out. All right, this fish is gonna weigh 15.5 pounds. Pretty good average here, buddy.
Back down to fight another day.
That's a great feeling to release these fish and then bring a kid out here a few weeks later, let him catch one. If you could see a kid doing this, now see, they're all together, they weigh 100 pounds less than we do. And when you see a kid get a striper on, their eyes get so big, they never forget it. They never forget it. So that's why we ought to always put fish back. If we ain't hungry, we ought to put them back. Yeah. Oh boy, get it.
You got him, I believe.
There he is. Turn it quick around.
Get a double. Yours are running like
Oh
crazy.
man. Fix to get a double on, Bill.
What we got going here?
Look here, Bill.
We got a half hitch.
No. Oh man. They're hitting both these baits right here, Dale.
I'm working on it. There it is.
Get loose.
Yeah. Shaking his head.
I guess you are. You think you're gonna stop him, but I don't reckon you are.
We'll put this double thumb tarpon pull on it. Johnny's coming to get that.
He is, isn't he?
He's right.
Hold on a second.
Well, ain't so much you gonna do about it. Hope they will. Turn, man.
There ain't a whole lot you can do about it, is there?
No,
He's got it hooked up, doesn't he?
not yet, but
Man, look how far out that fish is. Ain't no way I can jerk that plane out of the water, is there?
you might see.
Missed it. Try it again. There it goes. Now we got him. Let's stick his one right here in the middle. He got a little horsepower to him, doesn't he? Now, Dale's putting a lot of pressure on this fish right here, trying to get him to come on in. And this fish ain't going for it.
He ain't. I'm gonna put both thumbs on that spool to keep it from turning.
He just ain't going for it. Can you see him way out there next to the pole? Way out there.
He's right up there now, 8 foot of water.
Yeah. Oh, there's the big boys down deep, son.
Are they?
Yep.
A lot of them?
Huh?
A lot of them?
There's 3 or 4 of them right here.
Oh.
Kill it right here.
Yeah, it's off. Shake a crank right out of hand.
Nice fish.
Very nice.
Yeah. Nice fish. First one we had in a few minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
There, baby. Oh. That's a better fish right there now.
So you got a big old mouth on it.
Hey, Bill, check this boy out.
God, man.
Woo,
Got a
man.
mouth on her.
Man. Whoa. Yeah. Now, if you hand me those scales. Just hook out of her.
She wasn't coming loose.
Really wasn't.
She'll hook where it's supposed to. In the root.
Man. Good enough. Probably gonna ruin that hook. This fish is pretty heavy right here, it feels like.
I'd say he's 18. She's 18.
Yeah. $16. 16 even. Nice fish. Oh, buddy? Nice fish, huh? All All right, we're going to show you a couple of ways here that you can fish shad. Now, what we're using out here now is free lines, which is just a hook, and on these bigger baits, we're going anywhere from a 1/0 cal hook to a 3/0 cal hook, depending on the size bait we have. If they weigh 1.5 pounds, we're going with a little bit bigger hook. Now this one is a down line, and if you see right here, I've got just a 1.5 ounce sinker and a bead and a swivel, and then about a 2.5 foot leader right here with a hook on it. All right, and then when you drop these baits down, like during summer months, these fish are going to be down around the thermocline, somewhere around 28 to 35 feet. So you'll have to drop these baits down. And if you're using real big baits, you might want to put you a split shot right in here, because when a striper starts chasing these baits, he'll swim up, and if you can get something that'll hold him down, that'll help, you know, because he'll run from the striper, and that'll cause him to swim up and maybe even tangle your line. But this is a down line right here, and so that's one way that we're fishing for them, fishing for the stripers with the shad. And right now, of course, we're fishing in real shallow water here today, and then on this one right here, we have a planer board, and this one just happens to be a starboard side planer board. And what we've got here is just a little rig right here. It's just like the one I just showed you, except we don't have the weight on it. Okay, hook about a 16 or 18-inch leader there, and a swivel. And these planer boards, you can set them any position that you want to set them, as far as away from the board. You can put it 5, 6, 7, 8 feet behind the board. And the way these little planers work, they got a little screw in them right here, and you tighten the screw to where the line will pop in, just like, just like that right there. All right, the line popped in, and then you might want to put just a couple of twists in your line right here. All right, and that keeps the board from sliding down. Just twist it a couple of times, and then when the fish hits it, it'll just pop out of just like that, it'll pop out. And if you don't attach it, it has a little thing back here, a little swivel back here, snap swivel, to attach the line to it, and the board is running just like that. And as you move the starboard side, it'll take it out. And what you're doing there is you're able to cover more ground. So this is a starboard side yellow bird, and the other one's a port side that you would use, and you can cover a lot of area when you're moving through these places. Also, any time of the year, you can take these big gizzard shad and cut them in half, or just slice their stomach or whatever, and fish these things on points. Pull up there and anchor, and just throw these things out on the bottom down these points, and just let them sit there. And so there's several ways that you can fish these shad. You don't have to do them like we're doing them now. This is springtime, and spring and early summer, while these fish are moving up on these shallow points right here, well, you can catch them like we're doing now. But at other times of the year, you have to change around a little bit, you know, to all right, tell you what, let me show you how to hook with these Kale hooks. The best way to do it, here's your gizzard shad, best way to do it is put it in your left hand right here. And then from this side, come right in just like that right there, and bring it right through his nostrils, sideways, just like that, all right? That's the way you want to hook him. That way, it'll keep, when you lay it up like that, you can see that that hook's turned up. That keeps the hook from turning back around and hooking into the bait, so you don't hook the fish. So, we're gonna put this boy out right here. Okay, hold up a second, Bill. Okay, I'm gonna stick this planer board on this one. We're gonna pull it right up on that point right there. So I'm just gonna pop it down in there, in the clip, Turn the board a couple of times, just like that. Put it in the water. And as we're moving along, that board, you watch it now, it'll plane right off to that side right there. See it move over? See when I hold it, as we're moving along, it'll move off to the right-hand side, which is the starboard side of the boat. Now, we just got bit on this point here a few minutes ago, and I would be surprised if this planer board doesn't get bit coming across this shallow point right here now. And there are stripers here. So, we're ready. We're marking them right here. Yep. Baits are really nervous in here. There's one on the surface, so we've got stripers right here looking at these baits now. Watch the planer board. See how it moves out to the right? And what we're doing is just covering more ground right here with that board. So, oh, we got one all over the balloon back here. We got some many stripers here. Look at that bait fly out of the water back there. Whoa! Good night. There's a striper all over that one right there. That bait just jumped about a foot out of the water. That striper is all over that one back there, buddy. Woo-wee. Watch him, watch him. Whoa, man, he is blowing him up. Oh! Check him out. That's a big fish right there. That is a huge fish, I believe. Huh?
You ain't messing around.
No, boy, he's after it. That is a big fish. Oh, he's got it now. See the balloon go under? I think I missed him, Dale. Yep, good night. Missed him. Man, come back and get it. How did we miss that fish? Man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good night. He had it too. I don't know how. I don't know how we missed him. He was there. He had it. Why they call it fishing instead of catching, I suppose. That was some explosive action, I'd say. How do we miss that fish? That is unbelievable. Let's go right back across that point again. Good idea. Well, if I could get one stuck, we'd show you how good this stuff works. Now, I didn't show you how to tie a balloon on, but we haven't used the balloon up until now. And what we've got is just a little old balloon. You can buy them at bait stores, you know, around anywhere people striper fish. They usually keep balloons, or you can buy them at, you know, any stores that you can buy little balloons. And we're blowing these balloons up about the size of a baseball. Not very big. You can see that one, not very big, about that big, and tying it on the line. Just actually tie a knot in the balloon and then come back and tie it on the line. And then you can slide that balloon up and down the line to set it wherever you want it. So we got stripers right here right now, boy. Anyway, we got so many fish around here I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. Just that balloon works as a float's what it's doing, and these baits can just run around back there behind the balloon. And what it does, it just creates a little bit of excitement more than anything else, you know. And if you're running 2 or 3 baits, you can put one way back there out of your way and run huge baits. and these stripers, they're gonna come and get them one way or the other. So anyway, that'll give you an idea of a couple of things that we're doing here. And as you can see, all this is pretty exciting fishing. I mean, we've got a point right here that's absolutely covered up with fish, and we can't seem to get one stuck on it, but they're here, so we're gonna show you one. Okay, we got two baits running wild right here. See them? Look, oh man, that's a huge fish, both of them. Look, got both. Oh God, look at this. Man, come on, boy, get it. Come on, boy, get it. We got two fish after these things right here now. And I'm gonna tell y'all, you need to leave these things in the rod holder until it goes, just like that. Just like that. Golly. Now, he knocked that bait off, and you watch, look, there's another striper hitting that bait, and he ain't even on this rod right here. That is a huge fish right there, man. This is a big fish. Oh, man. Back off it, drag a little bit. Good night. Now, this bait that I had on this rod got knocked off. Now, you see our planer board's laying back there. We'll just go back by and pick it up. But, now, yeah, the balloon, he's still after. But this one right here, the fish knocked the bait off of the hook. And while I was fighting this fish right here, the bait was on the surface back there, and another striper was hitting him. I can't tell how big his fish, but he looked like a big one, didn't he? And that other fish looked like a giant fish that was getting the bait after he got knocked off. I'm not getting much on this fish.
That happened several times yesterday. Boy, I bait a wild carp running.
Now we get a little bit on him. Look, there was a striper, I think, hit that planer board right there just now. And it's sitting back there on that point where it unhooked right there.
The way they were acting back there, I think it's spooked.
Oh, he's leaving again. Now, not knowing for sure, this feels like a good fish. They're all good, but this one feels like he may be, he's taking line again. I have not gotten a whole lot on this fish right here. Good night. This boy is... Now, I had some folks with me the other day, and they had never caught a striper before. And it was a couple of ladies and their husbands, and none of them landed a striper by themselves. They'd have to swap the rod off, and the last one that we caught about six fish that morning, and the last fish that we caught, there was 3 of them on the rod, and one of them was whining, and 2 of them was holding the rod. Now, he's taking line again now. Hard to tell how big his fish is, but he ate a big old bait. Yeah, I'll get you to come over here and help me out with this big boy here. He's taking line again right now.
No doubt about it, live Shad. Get more ferocious
That's
action.
a big old fish right here. Good.
Anything else?
There you go, boys. There's your striper on a live bait. Barely hooked.
It's like would have got him there, he'd have been history.
Woo! Well,
14 pounds.
you see that the planer board will work. Tell you what we'll do, we'll weigh him right quick and see what he weighs real quick like. All right. Dale's dead on it. 14, 14.3, 13. Yeah, he's gonna weigh 14 and a half pounds. Now, a lot of folks ease these fish back into the water. I don't. That'll work on it. Y'all need you some of these. I splash them. And most of the time, when you do that to them right there, they're gone. They don't hang around the boat. Now, if you're moving along with trolling motor, you can drag them a little bit as the water heats up. But during this time of the year, the water's still cold, 60s. You can just splash them back in the water and they're gone. That'll work. Man, he wasn't really doing a whole lot. He was just boiling at him. Then all of a sudden, there he come, buddy. He was gone with it. Never even gave it a chance. He is way back there. See the balloon? Now he has slipped the line through the balloon way back there. Good night. Yeah. This is yeah, he didn't mess around with him much. He just come on and got it. There he is, way back there. Now, I'll tell you what, we've got big thread fin. We ran out of bait again. We came out here and had about a half dozen baits. Boom, there we're gone. So we got to go back in the creek here, catch more baits in a minute. But then we came through here with thread fin on both rods. I mean, some big thread fin. I can't get anything on this fish right here. Of course, that don't surprise anybody any. But now they would not hit these thread fin. Yeah, that's an old log. That's mat. Yeah. Bucket. I tell you what, you can say, man, this is a horse, but you really don't know how big these fish are until you get them up where you can see them, because they all fight this way. I mean, a 15-pounder, well, you saw me fight that 15-pounder a while ago, absolutely, for what, 15 minutes, you know? Well, I'm getting some on him now anyway. The balloon's coming. We can just get the fish too. Come on, boy. He's running to the boat now. He'll see the boat here in a second. He'll be out of here. I think it's a little fish. Yeah, he pulled about 20 yards of line through this balloon. I can feel him shaking his old head down there. Yeah, that's a big fish here, good fish. Got hard to tell how big he is. I got a glimpse of him right there, but
You didn't strip off a whole lot of line again. Them big ones, you just rip 50 to 100 yards off right again, but you never know.
see that thing will slide down there. There you go. Yeah, it slid. But It's a nice fish. Anyway. Right.
It might be 16, 15, 16. He was hooked. Y'all can see he was hooked clear through his upper lip, which from the top too, from the outside through the inside, which is unusual. These scales usually hook on the inside to the top. And that is really unusual.
It is. Let's weigh him right here. There's a little guy out here in this boat out here. He's about to die to see this fish. And I am hung up here now. I had to show that little fella that fish right there. Let's see how big his fish is. I think he's probably gonna go 17, 11.
I guess it's 16, that's about right.
Nice 18-pound fish, 17, 18-pound fish. Give him a shot right there. Big old boy, huh? Mean.
Bigger is better.
I'm gonna splash him here. Let him go. He's out of here.
Don, I tell
Thank
you,
you,
buddy.
buddy. That
Don't
was
get no
fun,
better than that,
man.
does it? Don't get no better.
Man. Now we're trying to tell y'all bye, and these fish won't leave us alone, which we're glad of that. But we have had an absolutely awesome day out here, probably as good a day as I've spent in the last 6 months out here on the water. I mean, just the sheer action, these fish coming up and hitting these baits and everything. It's been an awesome day. It's been nice. We've had so much bad weather coming here, and this has been great, man. We've got suntanned out here today, and old Dale here, man. He's a trip throwing that net, buddy. So we appreciate him being there, man. I really appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
Had a ball
Anytime,
fishing
dog.
week,
Anytime.
and we're gonna show y'all on the end of the tape how to book a trip with Dale, and how to book a trip with me, and we'll come out here and catch some of these fish and have a big time. We hope y'all enjoyed it, and I know y'all had to enjoy seeing us catch all these fish and having such a good time while y'all are working. We hate that part of it. We wish you'd all been here with us, but maybe you can come with us. So anyway, we're gonna close off here today, and we've had a great day, and I'm just proud to be here. We appreciate you watching. See you. Now look here, y'all. Here's my cameraman out here trying to fish. This is Bill Warren, the guy I'm always talking to that y'all can't see. Bill and I met in '97 when we filmed our first video. We just got to be good buddies, and we're having a great time out here working on these tapes. Bill retired in '96 from Northwest Airlines after 35 years of service. He made all their training videos and commercials. Now he's out here trying to take my job, it looks like. Thank you, Bill. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and we're interested in making striper videos that you really want to see. So feel free to write to me with your comments. The address is on the cover, or visit me on the website at www.stripersonlanier.com. Thank you very much, and God bless you.